Hi, I'm Taylor. I'm doing my Tools of Artistic Critique. I'm going to start with myself, and then I'm going to switch to a voiceover of another student work. This is my plaster carving. To start with the description, it's a white plaster carving, and it uses negative and positive space and flowing line work and forms to create like a harmonious, fluid motion to it that kind of swirls around. I like, I guess analysts for the analysis part. I think a lot of these elements used work really well together. The way that there's a lot of parallel lines that kind of wrap around the form. I really like how you can see through the carving with that negative and positive space. I like how there's a lot of symmetry involved. On this side, it's almost like an X form, and then on the other side it's like a T. I guess to get to interpretation, I'm a little biased because I created this, but when I look at this, I see what my thought process was. I started with the idea of representing an abstract plant. Starting at the bottom, I wanted to represent roots, but as I continued the form up, I ended up just kind of continuing those lines and those shapes throughout the whole thing. I think somebody looking at this without that context might just see very abstract organic shapes to this, and that's totally fine. And I think that when it comes to execution, or judgment and evaluation, I definitely don't think that it came across as like an abstract plant by any means, but those repeated flowing forms, which I really wanted to explore, I think that came across in a really interesting way. There are some things that could be better. It looks a bit rough in some places, like parts chipped off that weren't meant to. And I think the positive negative space could have been played with a little bit more effectively. Maybe carving out more of the center, hollowing it out in more of a dynamic and interesting way. But overall, it's a decent piece, and I think it's really interesting. So this is a Structure with Skin project by Rachel Smith. I will start with description. I chose this because of how striking it is, especially the colors and the forms, the way that she uses angular triangles. It's very vibrant and really good at catching the attention of a viewer. To get to the analysis, I think that the choices of material are really interesting. The way that they use these shapes and canvas pieces to almost make it look like a fan, especially combined with the red and white color scheme, reminds me a lot of Japanese culture and themes. I think that comes through very strong. I don't know if that was intended. I also think that the spiraling circles combined with the spiraling angular triangles creates a whimsical kind of wacky kind of mood. It's very interesting to me. As far as interpretation, I think I touched on that a little bit, but like the color choices and shape gives off a very Japanese and zany kind of themes that I really enjoy, and I think that it really shows credit to the artist who made this, that they really kind of went outside the box with their creativity compared to what I had done for my project for this Structure with Skin. And then as far as judgment and evaluation, I think that this really has a strong mood to it. The impression that it gives is very powerful with the striking colors, and even the presentation of it on the red paper platform. I think it just is bold, it's colorful, and it's very whimsical. I really enjoy it, and I think this would be really cool to see on a larger scale, like 20 feet tall or something. Just would be really fun. Well, thank you so much for listening.